Okay. And we're live again. Okay. So where are we here? Now we got the part of day function, and I kind of like this syntax better on 3. Sort of destructuring the thing that's exported by this file, and then we're calling our function here. Our function still super basic, just returning the wrong string, and so okay, so we want to call our function, right? For the actual to be expected. Right. Okay, so here we're getting some different output, right? We're saying expecting it to be daylight. We're actually calling our function and it's telling us no idea here. Okay, so just the simplest thing I think we can do is return daylight. Okay, and then we're passing here 100%. And let's go back to our right. So we want to make it basically take an hour. Okay, what part of day? Yep, just call it as a function with no arguments. Now he says go into refactoring, but he does a lot more than refactoring, actually. He just like implements the whole function, what I would say is probably not good. Right? So what we should really say is it is night between, let's say, daylight between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. inclusive. Let's say those are still part of daylight. And then I'll say it's night after 7 p.m. and before 6 a.m. Okay. And so now I'm going to say let's pass in some kind of parameter because we want this different things. So let's say 8 a.m. and 5 a.m. Okay. And we can run our code, I think, here now that we got things. Okay, sorry, I changed this package JSON. I was just trying things, unsuccessfully getting stuff working, so I'm just gonna delete this. And our test W just runs in launch mode. Okay, so here our one test passing and our one that's expecting night is not. So I think now we need to implement some logic here. So this takes an hour. Notice that the JavaScript doesn't even give us any kind of error that's saying like, hey, you called this function with the complete wrong arguments that it's expecting. You know, it just takes it and runs it and returns the wrong thing, right? Kind of obvious that does that, but it's also sort of dangerous that you just have to find it at runtime from whatever bugs it creates, right? Or something like TypeScript or Rust, that kind of code wouldn't even compile. But it's fine, okay, because we're just trying to give an example of using Striker here. So let's say that it takes an hour, right? And if the hour is greater than 7, what did we say, 6 p.m., so that's 18. Just use kind of simple military down here, images. And then otherwise we'll get down to here, and then we can return right. Use single quotes. I don't know, for some reason I just like reading single quotes better. And also we can even omit these braces and just have it even a little bit more compact. Okay, sorry. This is actually not really valid JavaScript syntax. You have to say if hour is greater than 7 and hour is less than 18. Okay, so now we have our nicely implemented part-of-day function, and we have our two tests checking the night and the daylight. We can basically all these things I think are useless. Yeah. Okay. Remove this part. Okay, so here's the interesting sentence I was saying. Sometimes he's saying that he doesn't want to actually call date.getHours here because that would make it harder to test. I mean, it's still probably good to test it somewhere unless you're just like pushing the side effects out to somewhere that you don't even test, which is still a little bit dangerous, but maybe not if you consider this like some third-party code that you shouldn't depend on, with the .hours function always being there or whatever, since the author could just change it later. Right. So it's a lot easier when it's a pure function because then we can just pass in the different things and expect that it returns the right thing. We don't have to try to like mock date to return some like fake date or something that's not the actual time. Okay, and I think that's kind of where we are here now. So now let's import this striker, right? Get to the interesting part here of doing the mutation test. Okay, so you guys see this, right? That it's 100% code coverage. We have a few tests and a few, we have our implementation here, which is actually not correct, right? Because when it's exactly equal to 7 a.m. and 6 p.m., that should be daylight, right? But right now, there's no equal sign here, so the would return night. Okay, so let's create this striker. Okay, and just be called app. So I think that should be fine. And he's using NPX, but I think we can add something here. Yeah, striker. Okay, and I did install it. Let's try this. Oops. Gotta run it. Okay. Cannot find module striker API config. I think I need to install this as well. Save dev because these are just kind of testing tools, not something you want to actually deploy with your app. Sorry. Still working? It seems like nothing's happening. Right, well, that's going there. Let's say npx striker run. And I can't solve things. Okay, this seems to be working, so my internet's working. But this npm install is not. Oh, they just triggered API. Okay. Not npm. So it's saying config file must export a function for striker, so I think we need to do this. And then we'll say return this object. You know what we can do is just wrap this in parentheses, and then it knows that you want to return this object and not to use it as like the braces for the function. Okay, so it's saying no files are marked to be mutated, which is not right. So .app underscore star.js should, I would think, pick up this day or night. Oh, configure mutate, or I think I need to add something. It's new in free world method attack. Well, that's kind of disappointing. I can't find any of our files. So it only mentions the striker file once. It was here, and I'm guessing it's a really old syntax because it's not even exporting the right thing. Maybe test runner needs to say. Or possibly I'm not creating this file correctly. Oh, maybe we just need to do this. Let's striker conf.json. Add some quotes here. Configuration. Make it work. Where's the make it work flag? This is all it says about config file. And then it just gives me every possible config. Without the in front there. Still can't find them. Add one of these, shouldn't really matter, but Mutated. This guy do. Interesting. I just trigger CLI. Let's delete this, right? Let's say striker and control trigger locally, sure, and then installing striker mutator core. Prints the cool little thing in the console. Okay, am I using one of these frameworks? No. Just which reporter do you want to use? Interesting. Okay, I can toggle. So I'm toggling all three of these. I guess that's fine. Which package manager? I'll just say npm. Type of config file. Let's say JavaScript just because that's what the other guy was on. And then we can put comments in it also. Okay, so now let's just striker run. Okay. Ran this to test and did not print anything. So it's still saying no files marked to be mutated. What is this guy linking to? Alright, this is not helpful. It doesn't even really seem to recognize files here. use of files is deprecated. Please use ignore patterns. Oh my god, okay, it's actually working. Alright. Okay. This guy does have mutate here, so. Okay. So going back to here, this is basically where he leaves off. He says, look at that one mutant that survived, which is one of these, right? If our greater than 7, or than 117. Okay. And actually, I think Brian was asking, like, how do they mutate him? It's interesting. You can see equality operator, conditional expression. Like, they have names, I guess, for these types of mutants that it made that survived. Kind of interesting. Okay. So, the index, I think we don't really care about. Maybe give this a better name now. This is the day or night test. And let's maybe give it some 7. ABC, right, of different things. 6. Let's see. Oh, sorry. That's 18. So 18, 17. Okay, so we're adding some more tests here at the edges. So let's run Striker again. Oh, interesting, right. So remember we actually had a bug in the code there before, so looks like it's failing. So if it's that or equal to this, then we can do that. Okay, so this now it's trying to mutate the tests, which is not really the right thing to do. The other guy gave him kind of a glob, or there's a ignore, right? Ignore pattern. So we can tell it basically everything in app that ends in .test.js, we can ignore that from the mutation. Hmm? Interesting. So that does not sound like it's working. Use like an exclamation or okay, so file pattern, ignore file type. This is kind of just like a bash thing. Exclude manifest file starting with underscore. So we have square brackets and then the bang and then a thing, right? So, oh. So maybe we could put it's just a mutate. Say not things that are test.js. Okay. Wait. Did this even do anything? This is covered 0. Let's come to here maybe. Nope, it's not working. All right, let's go to back and ask my friend ChatGPT. Mutator operators, that's interesting. Touch on his chest. String little, I don't get this. Why would it be looking at the test file? Yeah, that's literally what I did. Okay. Okay, let's try this. I guess this is all I'm expecting. And it does nothing. Huh. Interesting. So it either does none of the files or all of them. Try to just put this in a totally different folder. Alright, test pass. Shaker. Shaker.com. Let's try this. Can't put it fire here, I guess. Maybe like that? No. Fuck. Yeah. Okay. So we're back. It's working now. And none of this stuff matters. I just need to say mutate and then give it the JavaScript files, not the test files. And then tell it to run. Press here. Care about those comments. Okay. So we have our dear night, right? Remember, I deleted that these two assertions here. So one, it's saying it's kind of ambiguous here, hour 18. And here saying even less than 18. Still works. So we can have these. Conditional expression, day or night line 4, which is this one. They're saying if hour is true. So I don't have an example here when it's greater than 18 when it returns night. Actually, it's a good call out. So then this one probably doesn't even add anything. No, it doesn't. And this one, well, see this one when I get rid of it, a new mutant is there. So I do want to keep this one. I think this 8, right, because we have the 7, the 8 is kind of unnecessary. Right? So I'll just try PNC. And I'll call this maybe lowest daylight hour. And then I'll call this highest daylight hour. Okay. Maybe I'll do a similar thing here. Lowest night. Lowest night hour is, well, maybe if I say, if I call this like lower bound night hour, right? Which would be, I guess, 5. Should I do 4 and see what happens? I'm gonna say higher bound night hour. Should be 8. Okay, we're saying part day. So really, it's kind of confusing. The lower bound hour would be 4. This would be 8. Let's say expect part of day with a lower bound hour to be 9. Expect part of day with the higher bound night hour also be 9. So let's run the striker test again. And it just blew up. What? I expect all this to be expected. Object is equality. Oh, night, daylight. Okay, so we're getting the wrong thing. So what's wrong? My test or my code here? Greater than or equal to 7, less than or equal to 6. To the lowest daylight hour, the highest daylight hour. And then oh, sorry, this should be 8 p.m. Even 7 p.m., which is actually 19. Interesting. But notice that we could change our hour here to 6. It still failed. It still passes. Oh. No, it doesn't. I guess because if I move this to 8, nope. I do 7, it works. 100%. If I do 6, then we get a mutant for this. And it's saying the equals doesn't matter here because I guess it's not the correct edge that it's checking. Interesting. All right, well, now I finally got this working. Let's take a picture of it. And we can even add the see. I like to just throw these in here sometimes. And this is readme here. Okay. Alex Bernard. Okay, this I actually described it nicely. Okay, this one. Mutation. Which this? It's my own test. Okay. And this one, let's get rid of these. So this is actually not correctly named.